Hello, welcome back to Kiana Sky Speak Studios. Today I want to talk about something I've been thinking about lately. Things I'm learning in my 30s, because honestly, by the time I got there, I thought I'd have more answers. But no. You grow up thinking adulthood means eventually having everything figured out. The career, the money, the relationships, the plans, and then you get here and realize, yeah, we're still figuring it out. And I'm actually learning to be okay with that because one of the biggest things I'm learning is that I don't have to explain myself to everybody. When you're younger, you can care so much about people understanding your choices, why you did something, why you left something, what you changed. You don't have to answer them. You don't have to give them explanations. They're not going to understand anyways. That's fine. They don't need to understand. I don't need to have everyone's approval to know I'm making the right decision for myself. I'm also learning that not everybody is meant to stay in your life forever. People change, you change. Sometimes you grow in different directions. Sometimes you meet back up and you're friends again. And sometimes you never, ever go back to a friendship. That doesn't always mean somebody is bad for you or the relationship was a mistake. It just means you don't align right now. Sometimes it's simply meant for a certain chapter of your life. And I'm learning not to force people, situations, or relationships to stay where they no longer fit. Another big lesson is my timeline is my timeline. Social media can make you feel like you're behind. Someone's getting married, someone bought a house, someone started a business, someone is traveling, and you're sitting there thinking, what am I doing? Well, you're doing your own freaking life, dude. Don't compare yourself to others. I'm not there yet, but I'm learning to stop comparing my chapter to somebody else's. Because when I say don't freaking compare yourself to others, I'm talking to myself too. I've had to drill this in my head. I'm not behind, I'm just doing things differently. And honestly, I think that's fine. I'm also learning that peace is more important than proving I'm right. There are arguments I don't want anymore. There are situations I don't want to explain anymore. Sometimes I could absolutely make my point, but I'd rather just keep that peace because as I get older, I'm realizing my energy is very valuable. I don't want to spend it on everything and everyone. And that brings me to another thing I'm learning. I'm allowed to frickin' change. I don't have to be the same person I was 5 years ago. I don't even have to be the same person I was last year. And a lot of the times, I don't have to be the same person I was yesterday. I'm allowed to change my mind. I'm allowed to want something different. And I'm allowed to outgrow things. I've been teaching myself this for the past year, that growing doesn't mean that you were wrong before. It just sometimes means you know yourself better now. You know those little cracks in your unique self. And probably the biggest lesson of all, the one huge lesson I've learned in the past month is that I don't have to have everything figured out. I can be proud of how far I've come and still want more. I can be confident and I can still be scared. I can have a plan, but I can still change my plan. That's freaking life. We're all figuring it out as we go. So if you're listening to this and you're in your 30s, just know that you're not alone. And if you don't have everything together, and if you're younger, please don't put so much pressure on yourself because you don't have your life planned out yet. There's no perfect timeline. There is no magical age where everything suddenly starts to make sense. We're constantly becoming. And honestly, I'm okay with being a work in progress. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still figuring things out, but I'm becoming someone I actually like being. And maybe that's enough. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on the short podcast of Kiana Sky Speak Studios. I will talk to you next time.